So, hello everybody, welcome to Thursday of R&D week, and today I will be reviewing Remembrance of the Daleks with Joe. So with that said, I hope you enjoy. Okay, so, the review of Remembrance of the Daleks. What are your first thoughts of the episode?
It's a good one.
It's a good one?
It is a good one.
Yeah, it's very good. Obviously, everyone's favourite 7th Doctor story, that's the start.
It piques my interest.
I mean, so, obviously, it would have been much better if this was the 25th anniversary episode, because it links back to, you know, an unearthly child and all that. But obviously it doesn't. It's Silver Nemesis, which isn't as much of a good pick. But honestly, this is a brilliant story, and it's just really good. I mean, it's a really, really unique Dalek story, really, because it has two factions fighting against each other.
Two sets of Daleks against each other.
And they hyped up from Destiny to Resurrection to Revelation, and now this story, we finally get the payoff of the Daleks fighting each other, which was excellent, in my opinion. But yeah, so what do you think? So what do you think of the Doctor's performance in this? I
think it was pretty good. I don't know, what, as a character or the actor?
I don't know, like both really, because I don't know, because he was really, really good. Like obviously Sylvester McCoy is my favourite Doctor, but I feel like he really did. This story does really balance out his good, like his really light-hearted side of his Doctor, but also like how dark he can go, how he how he, you know, he goes off against Davros in the end, and he's like sassy with him and everything. It's really good.
I think the best bit, you know what I'm gonna say.
What that?
Unlimited rice pudding.
Yeah,
that is the best
bit.
It's
brilliant. Yeah,
etc. etc.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it
was absolutely brilliant. I mean, his performance is excellent in this. He does really. I feel like he really does go to his darkest, and he's trying to persuade Group Captain Gilmour about how dangerous the Daleks are, and nobody believes him. Not even Ace at one point doesn't believe him that the Daleks are that dangerous.
Which is a bit of a dick move, because
it is definitely a dick move. Yeah, but yeah. So let's talk about. There isn't even much to say about the Doctor apart from that he's excellent in this one. He really has a really good performance. Probably
I don't think Sylvester McCoy is ever anything less than excellent.
No, because his performance is brilliant. It's just sometimes the scripts let him down.
I mean, put it this way, the last Doctor set the bar pretty low. So,
we're not talking about that, are we? So, yeah. Anyway,
we don't talk about him.
So, right. So, moving from the Doctor, so what do you think of Ace then?
She's definitely one of my favourite companions.
Really? Yeah.
She's chill.
Same.
I like how she's a typical teenager.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's not really the performance of Sophie Aldred that's shining here. It's really the writing as well, because they really expand on her character, which they didn't really do much of in the classic series, did they?
Exactly.
So, but in this, we really see how she really comes out of her shell as a character and really braves it against the Daleks, whereas obviously in Dragonfire she was a lot less of that, wasn't she? So it was good to see her in action as like the primary companion in this one, rather than it being Mel overshadowing her. But yeah, so in this, she was excellent. She, fought off all the Daleks and all those iconic.
She got to beat one
battles
up with a baseball bat.
I know she did. I mean, not many companions can say that, can they? So it was brilliant in that sense. And
snapped its eye off.
Yeah, exactly. It was brilliant. So I think her performance was pretty good. I think that her chemistry with Harry could have been explored a bit more, though. Because no, not Harry. What was his name?
No, the other guy.
It was Smith. Sergeant Smith. I've forgotten his first name, but yeah, her chemistry with him.
Because he calls Harry. Isn't it?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I get confused.
Harry, customers.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that her chemistry with Sergeant Smith could have been explored a bit more, because there was something going there and they were going to develop it, but then it kind of dropped as soon as he was found out to be a traitor, to the good side or whatever. I don't know. So I think Ace was pretty good. Going on to Sergeant Smith, what do you think of his character on a whole? Because it was very, very weird, his arc. Because we don't know really what side he's on.
No, he's not the person you'd expect to go that way.
No, I mean, because
He seemed really nice to
because we meet him and he's like always on the good side. He's with Group Captain Gilmour and everything. He's on the good side, and then you find out that he's with Ratcliffe. He's like, Ratcliffe doesn't seem so bad, and then you find out he's with the Daleks, and then you find out that he's betrayed the Daleks, and now he's on his own side, and then he betrays Ace still, and it's like, it's a really odd thing.
Like, what?
Yeah, exactly. So after he escapes from the Daleks, he kind of goes rogue, and then his character becomes pointless, so they obviously kill him off afterwards, don't they? They need to give him a little ending scene, don't they? So, he's an interesting character, I guess. He's not just a simple heroic type, and he's not a simple, just like traitor either.
Yeah.
He's very interesting.
He's more layered.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
there's more depth to him.
Right, so let's talk about Group Captain Gilmour, because I feel like they were planning to have the Brigadier in this. Yeah, that's what I feel like. But obviously they didn't at the time. So they did it in Battlefield, but they didn't. They for some reason
they created someone to take the backlash.
Honestly, I'm not complaining because from this they made a spin-off called The Countermeasures.
Yeah,
and I love that spin-off so much. Big Finish have done a brilliant job. I love that spin-off so much, and you need to try it.
No,
okay, so Group Captain Gilmour was good, but he was so similar to the Brigadier. You can tell in every single way. The way that he doesn't really listen to the Doctor at first, and he just goes and attacks the Dalek. And he says, "Don't do it. You're not going to get anywhere." But he doesn't believe, and that is very much what the Brigadier would have done in the early days, and probably still would do, because it's the Brigadier. But Brigadier's awesome, and Group Captain Gilmour was good, but he felt very, very similar to the Brigadier in that sense. But I don't know. What do you think of what's her name? Rachel.
Interesting character, but
so I feel like both her and Alison, they both didn't need to be there, because they were both kind of filling the same sort of expertise, like the same sort of character.
It's just there for face value, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like both they both didn't need to be there.
Lip service.
Yeah, Sorry. They didn't really need to both be there, because they both served the same role, if you know what I mean. So they could have just had Rachel there, or they could have had just Alison there, but I don't know.
Which would you prefer?
I would prefer to have Rachel. Yeah. Rachel's just more sassy and just more interesting, whereas Alison's kind of more withdrawn.
She's more meh.
More meh. Yeah. But yeah, Alison was alright. We didn't really get anything from her, that's the thing, so I don't know, really. But, what do you think of the Countermeasures gang, as I'll call them? Those three. Because they were alright, but we didn't really get too much chemistry between Gilmour and Alison. So I would definitely feel that Alison could have done a lot more, because Rachel took the forefront. Which is probably why everybody prefers Rachel to Alison. Yeah. But that's... Yeah. I don't know, because I honestly not sure, to be honest. Think of other characters. Well, actually, what do you think of the whole development with the little girl? Do you think that was necessary?
I think that was a bit... Well, it was strange.
It was very strange.
That's obvious. But
so what was even going on there? It was like...
I don't know.
Like the Daleks, like...
Kidnapped the little girl?
I don't know, honestly, because it's really weird.
Or, secretly are all Daleks little girls, or what?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
A bit...
But it's, in all seriousness, that was a bit weird.
That was a really, really well done twist, though.
Yeah, it's not something you'd ever expect.
Oh, no. Obviously, everybody at the time would have expected it to be Davros in that.
It's like Darth Vader taking off his mask and it's such a Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, no!
It's Jar Jar. Oh,
no! Yeah. But
it's truth.
Yeah, it is truth. But it's odd. But it was a good twist. Nobody saw it coming. But I feel like, was she actually necessary to be? Yeah, she was at the end when she killed Sergeant Smith. She was important in that sense, but the only reason she was there was for her character to wrap up her story arc, wouldn't it? For her to become not possessed anymore by the... I think it was... No, she was linked with the Renegade Supreme. When the Renegade Supreme was being mind-fucked by the Doctor. She was as well, parallel, wasn't she? Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was... So that's probably what happened. They were both probably, linked in some way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest, because... Okay, so what do you think of what's his name? Ratcliffe.
Which one's that?
The one who Sergeant Smith betrayed to. The one who was with Sergeant Smith when they were kidnapped. The one who was killed by unlimited power.
Oh, that
guy.
Dickhead, yeah, he was a dickhead.
He didn't really. He was important in the first half of the story, but he kind of just fell to the back.
He outlived his purpose.
Yeah, he really did, didn't he? Honestly, they could have, when they revealed the little girl, they could have killed him there and then. Yeah. That would have been a much more satisfying end, because he wouldn't have just been sat in the background with hands up in the air all the time. But I don't know, because
I think it was cool that she got to force lightning his ass.
Yeah,
unlimited power.
He shoved lightning up his ass and killed him. Oh god, no! But
she is the Senate.
She is the Senate. It's unlimited power. So underestimate my power. Okay, anyway.
Are you threatening? Oh, because then there's that one part where Davros asks if he's threatening him.
Yeah.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
Yeah, I know.
So there's two Senates, the girl and Davros.
Oh my god.
Oh, because Davros does the lightning hands and
Yeah, he does.
Oh shit.
He actually does.
Every Dalek leader is the Senate.
Yeah.
Whoa, mindfuck.
Exactly. Wait, which be the third one, then it'll be the Illuminati.
Wait, does that make Dalek Khan Grand Moff Tarkin?
I wouldn't put it past him.
And the Supreme Dalek, the red one with the 3 lights.
Well, what about it?
That makes him Darth Vader.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Anyway, back to sanity. So,
step back to
Ratcliffe would have been better off killed when the girl was revealed and
but
the
his
Supreme
death was more than satisfying.
It was satisfying, but they could have killed him off earlier and nothing would have happened because Sergeant Smith could have done what Ratcliffe done. Sergeant Smith, he could have literally done what Ratcliffe done, stealing the time controller, and then it would be the exact same outcome, So he could have been killed off earlier. We've kind of gone out of the characters now, so let's talk about. Oh, okay, so what about the Daleks? Like how the faction kind of fitted into the story.
Love 'em.
Yeah, same.
It's quite obvious.
Excuse you. So yeah.
Thank you. It's quite obvious what my favourite Dalek is, though.
Oh yeah, which one?
Heavy weapons.
Oh no, special weapons.
Special weapons.
That's my favourite Dalek. So I feel that like I say, the whole Dalek division and factoring.
Yeah.
That story arc kind of started in Destiny of the Daleks and went through Resurrection and Revelation and now concluded. This is like the finest hour of the Daleks. Yeah, it honestly it was really good story arc. So
here's the $1 million question:
What?
Which faction is your favourite?
Imperial Daleks. Imperial Dalek. It's just the colour scheme, personally.
Yeah.
And plus they have the special weapons Dalek. They have the special weapons Dalek and have Davros, so obviously they're going to be better.
Exactly. Their Senate is better than the Renegades.
Exactly. So
It's like the Empire versus the Rebellion.
Because
except there's two Senates this time.
Yeah, the Renegade Daleks are stupid side. They only have the black Dalek, and then they have... and then
You can't say that!
Politically correct! Conform to our political correctness!
But they only...
Unlimited rice pudding, etc., etc.
So the whole Daleks division, I feel like that was really done well, and I feel like all the fight scenes were excellently done. Like all the special
especially
effects,
for the time.
Oh yeah, the special effects were
great.
Honestly, they literally just
for a TV show in the late 80s.
Yeah, exactly. It was excellent. I mean, if you just look at that scene where Ace bashes the Daleks' eye stalk in, and you just watch that bit in that classroom, like you just see all the special effects, and you're like, whoa, that's really good for its time. Like all that shit going on, yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, let's talk about the cliffhangers. Because those cliffhangers are awesome.
There was the first one where
the Doctor is trapped at the top of the stairs, and the Dalek
flies.
It begins to hover, and yet the new series episode Dalek ripped it off. It ripped off the reveal that Daleks can fly. It's so irritating.
Maybe it was just a recap.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, because that's so. I hate that so much.
Maybe it was to like the old Who fans. Maybe it was like a nod to say, "Oh yeah, they can still fly."
Yeah, but at the same time, a lot of people will say, "Oh, you just retconned Remembrance of the Daleks." Then
not really.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of people would think, and that's what I don't like about it. Is that is that it does kind of make the reveal of the Daleks hovering redundant in Remembrance of the Daleks, because that's the mainstream version of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it feels very... I don't really like that at all. But I do feel that it was excellently directed, that especially that scene where the Doctor's bashing the door.
I actually wonder how they did it.
What?
With the Dalek.
Yeah. I honestly am not sure.
Because the one they had in 2005 was
that was CGI, wasn't it? But I don't know what they will have done in the... I'm actually really interested now. I want to look that up after this episode, after this review.
These massive invisible cables.
Yeah. Oh god, that would be ridiculous to do. Actually, I don't know how they'd pull it off. Like, obviously, the easy option is make a custom chairlift for old people. You know, just customize it. Put
Well, you did say that's what they sounded
or just put like a cardboard cutout in front of like on top of it.
You did say that's what they sounded like.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, me.
So maybe we've cracked it. The cliffhangers were all done well. The one with
Ace.
The one with Ace, that was really good. I feel like she could have easily have slipped through the Daleks while they were shouting,
screaming exterminate
for the 100th time.
They never shut up.
They wouldn't shut up. They just go exterminate. She could have easily slipped through the corner or whatever.
She could have just sat there, done a crossword.
Yeah, she could have. Maybe opened the window, got a bit of suntan while she's waiting. But
brilliant.
So that cliffhanger was good though. All of the cliffhangers were pretty good. The last one being the one where the shuttle lands, the Imperial Daleks. Yeah, that was excellent. And
excellent.
Yeah. So that was really good. And obviously the development where you know the dock where the crew they go on a zip line over to the tip, even though they could have just gone down to the playground and walked through the front entrance like a normal human being.
But then again, this is Doctor Who.
Yeah, exactly. So they have to go flashy and fly, don't they? They have to go woo. Crazy, it's got a zip line. They need to go woo.
Woo.
Yeah. So if the Doctor goes through on a zip line on his umbrella, how did the others zip line across?
Magic.
Probably just coat hangers. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway.
Coat hanger.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Risky business.
No.
Anyway. Okay. So once they're in there,
the same magic that made Ace's bat super strong.
Oh no, because that amazing mystery box from Call of Duty.
Amazing.
The amazing effects when it just
amazing ender chest.
Yeah, I know. What will it give me now?
You got a bat.
You got a magic bat. Now you can bash some Daleks.
I'm Zelda.
Okay, back to sanity.
Yeah, so that's where she got the bat from.
Yeah, that's where she got the amazing magical bat. So, so I do like how the Doctor invents these devices to defeat the Daleks, because that really does pay homage to the Third Doctor's era and how he used to experiment with things and create not potions, like devices to defeat more. He used science more than
he used jiggery pokery.
A bit of jiggery pokery versing the polarity. Yeah, all that
of the neutron flow.
Of the neutron flow. Yeah, of the neutron flow.
Wait, wasn't that the Fifth Doctor?
No. Well, all of the Doctors have referenced it now.
No, Fourth Doctor.
No, it was definitely the third who didn't. Where's the polarity? It was the first one to do it. He was the first.
Oh yeah, it was. No, it definitely wasn't fourth. It was either third or fifth. But you're saying it's third, so I'll take your word for it.
So yeah,
as evident by your room, you probably know a lot more about Doctor Who than I do.
Okay, so right. So going back to so let's talk about the plot then, because that I feel like it was really paced out excellently. Even the opening episode, the opening scenes, even though we didn't really get any action of the Daleks until halfway through that episode, we saw that Dalek in the warehouse, I feel like it was really set up well, because you see them walking down, then you see the girl, which is obviously hinted at later on, that develops. We see the van with the TV aerial on the top, and then
the van that's caught my attention.
Yeah, exactly. It's caught my attention. Yeah, so
that has failed to capture your attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Go down to the way he says cafe. That cafe.
That cafe.
That cafe.
Yeah. So I feel obviously they meet Rachel, and that's really good. How they slowly set it up, but it's paced well enough. They pace it out well enough that it does keep you entertained, you know.
There's a customer.
Oi, hey, customer!
Oi, Harry, customers waiting.
So what about that warehouse scene? Because that was excellent. The first encounter with the Daleks. Like, I love how the fact that they show like all of that damage was done by one Dalek. That's what I really love about it. They do show how
destructive a Dalek.
Yeah, exactly. They kill
how
like,
it's supposed to be a one-man army.
Exactly, and they kill like 10 soldiers, and there was like 20 there or something. It was so you really do show how powerful, how dangerous the Daleks are.
Yeah,
and that was really treated well actually. How dangerous the Daleks are. They wasn't treated poorly, even though they do have some of them have ridiculous sounds like exterminate.
No.
Yeah, but that's just I don't know what that's about. But anyway, yeah. So let's say going back to the plot. How do you think episode 2 went? Because that felt like a lot of setting up for some of the battles in episode 3. Because it did feel a tiny bit slow here and there.
Yeah,
it was a lot
of setting up they did.
Yeah, it was a lot of sitting around. There was one Dalek encounter when the Doctor and Ace came back to the Royal School and Ace used the rocket launcher. That was the only exciting, like, the action part of it. And then
it's sort of when low point to a high to a low to a high.
It was mixed. It was still well paced.
It was peak and trough.
It was well paced, but episode 2 was necessary because great payoff with the second cliffhanger and episode 3, which had all those battles with the 2 Dalek factions.
Yeah,
it was brilliant that. So that was really good. But I feel so I think that so episode 3 was brilliant with all the action and everything, and we get to see the Dalek Supreme in action as well. We get to see the special weapons Dalek, which was brilliant, and it was all kicking off there.
Where is India? Here, where's special weapons Dalek? Yeah.
In your heart, yeah. Yeah, so
with Man of War.
Yeah, so
oh shit, no, he's over there.
Okay, so right. So the conclusion, because that was like really interesting, because obviously the Doctor and Davros have their sass battle.
Yeah.
and then
Are you threatening me, Master Doctor?
Yeah.
Unlimited rice pudding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Unlimited power.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that was really done well, and obviously he uses the Hand of Omega against Davros, which is really good. And I mean, I don't know, because obviously I don't get the fact that the Hand of Omega destroys Skaro, and yet you see Skaro in like Asylum of the Daleks, and then again in Witch's Familiar, Witch's Apprentice. So,
well, I knew Skaro was destroyed, which is
does nobody care
was my
about
question. When I saw in the Witch's Familiar and such, my question was, where did Skaro come from?
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, Gallifrey came back too, so
exactly.
Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, but it's just that it feels so irritating. It feels so irritating.
It feels like it meant nothing.
It feels like everybody's forgotten about Remembrance of the Daleks. Everyone just retconned everything about
including the flying Dalek too. Maybe it's just nods.
I don't know, because I really don't like how poorly treated Remembrance of the Daleks is by new episodes, because every single time a Dalek episode comes up in the new series now, it always knocks Remembrance of the Daleks down on how important it is.
A special weapons Dalek in the Asylum.
Yeah, and then again in Witch's Familiar as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they reuse it. I mean, they're trying to show, hey, Remembrance of the Daleks is still canon, but it's not important anymore.
It's actually legends now.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know, because I just don't really get it, because, like I say, Skaro was destroyed by the Hand of Omega, and yet it's back. For some reason. It's still there in the Time War as well.
For some reason.
Yeah, it's just back in the Time War as well. For some, I don't know, some reason.
Maybe they blew it. Maybe they didn't blow it up at all. Maybe it just got blown back into the Time War. I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know either, man.
This is the show that, you know.
It's pretty frustrating how they treat classic episodes in general, really, because
So there was the review of Remembrance of the Daleks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Join me on Friday with Catherine where we review Turn Left, and so yeah, I'll see you then. Goodbye.